Hello, this is Distracted Lord, and welcome back to the Unknown Empire SMP, and I'm here by the house, next to the cow farm, which I am standing a little bit away from so that I'm not deafened by the annoying cow sounds, but that's what we made last episode, and this episode we are doing something over here with this thing, all this bamboo. But let's have a look at the things that have happened in previous episodes. We have now gained another portal. Someone has been around and added another portal. I think it was Ozone. So the Scarecrow was by pun, of course. Don't know why I didn't think of that. Min has made this little automatic fishing farm, which has some stuff lying around down there. There is some stuff going on in the greenhouse now. My edgeless glass makes it kind of hard to see what's going on, but it looks like we can press this button and it will wash away all the crops, and it bone meals things, and there's a ton of chests for something, and there's a hole. But my farm over here is a little more automatic, because it's all this bamboo and there's a couple of flying machines here. And I haven't tested it yet, but this should work. When I connect these pistons, it should be able to trigger the flying machine. It should go along, break all this bamboo, and come to this end. Then this system over here should go beep boop and send it back again. And all the bamboo that will be lying around in there should get picked up by this collection system I built underneath here, which just consists of a bunch of minecarts going backwards and forwards. There's also a whole system over here which deals with picking them up. So when they're loaded, they come in here and they'll stop on here where the two hoppers that are both underneath it will pick it up. There's then a bit of redstone behind it, which holds it in place by shutting this while it's sitting here. These activator rails are not actually used as activator rails. I just needed a type of rail that didn't use gold because we've run out of that stuff, and didn't curve, because otherwise when you're trying to build it they just curve together, and that is really annoying. And rails are so painful to work with in this game because they keep randomly snapping to each other when you don't want them to. But this system should work. It worked in my test world. And I also have some storage for it. If I go down here, it goes through these 6 chests here. This will probably not be enough for more than 2. You can probably fit 2 harvests in there. I also have a feeling that some of the bamboo is going to end up on this edge here. So hopefully it works, and hopefully I won't have too much lying around here, but it should collect stupid amounts of bamboo. So all I need to do is wire this up and then turn it off. So this is the manual harvesting method that I am going to be using. And of course it starts raining. Really? Really? And there's thunder. Fine, I'm going to go sleep in my bed because I don't want to do this in the thunder. Go. Oh my. Oh, the lag. The lag is wonderful. Well then, it looks so good. It looks so good. And it didn't make it to the end. What has gone on here? Oh, I know what's happened. I've done a terrible job of redstoning. This is one block too low. This system is a block too low, and that's just been thrown over. I need that block. Thank you. So this is supposed to trigger it. It doesn't. I'll sort this out in a second. Okay, so this whole system at this end is terrible and doesn't work. I will have to sort that out. For now, I can just shove a dirt block over here and send it back again, which should clean things up. Except half the bamboo's already grown again. Right. There we go. These can come back to the start and should stop. No, what? That, yeah, that. No, bad. Why is it gone the block tooth and I've messed so much stuff up with this, but it did kind of work. So I can just get in my inventory. Then I just need to run along the edge here and see how much of it has landed on the edges. Interestingly, none of it's landed on this edge. That is weird. Oh, a little bit down there. Yeah, so we can now take a look downstairs and see what's happening here. Let me guess, all the minecarts are in here? No, they're not. Have they already dealt with it? Where is all the stuff? It's all in here, yeah? Why aren't they picking it up? That's odd. They're supposed to pick this stuff up. So I've checked things, and everything says that this should be working. My minecarts should be able to pick things up through from underneath this block. There's like one block, and they're underneath that block, and yet they're not picking anything up through the block, which is not how hopper minecarts are supposed to work. The wiki literally says they pick things up that are like on the block above them, and yet none of this stuff that is on the block above it is being picked up. So I'm going to have to see if we've got some kind of weird plugin going on which is causing this to not work, because this does not make any sense to me. But I'm going to grab as much of this manually as I can, just so we have some. So I fixed the system down at this end, now an awful lot simpler. This observer just detects when the observer on the flying machine hits it, sends the redstone pulse into the block, which triggers this piece of redstone, which triggers the piston, which then triggers the observer on the flying machine again. And if we go back down to this end, I fixed up the machine and sorted out this, so it now actually fits when the machine goes rather than not. I called out Pun to have a look at this and just check that I wasn't doing anything silly, and it turns out that there is just a bug with the hopper minecarts in general. So you see that went past there. If I make sure I put these right on the track there, we can see this minecart should pick things up. These should just go into minecart, except they don't. The minecart just goes straight through it. And so it's not a problem with the minecarts going through the blocks, it's a problem with just the minecarts in general. It's now been so long that I've forgotten what I've said and what I haven't said. I can't remember whether the portals were connected up when I last recorded. Min has also now moved the farms from over there to over there, and I've finally fixed this thing. Oh, also, I've made it look better. It's now like a giant greenhouse thing, but this now has a base around it. If you go in, it has a roof on it as well. It's like a proper greenhouse, except for that bit over there because I ran out of glass and had to go get some more. This, I also changed the way this is doing it, and couldn't work out what was wrong with it, so I had called in everyone. Like, Pun tried to help me, then Unique tried to help me, then Phantom himself came along and had a look. We tested all sorts of things, tried to find out what was causing it. Turns out it was the activator rails I was using, because unbeknownst to all of us, they actually lock hopper minecarts, and well, no one knew that because that's such an obscure thing. I just assumed they didn't do anything to hopper minecarts. I was wrong, but now I've replaced it with powered rails, which I got from Ozone. Ozone happened to have some gold lying around, so I could make these powered rails. But that means that I can now actually do a proper test of this thing. I mean, there are a couple of people online, so it might be painful for them, and there is going to be some of it on the edge down here where there isn't the glass, but I just want to try this thing properly this time and actually have it pick up the stuff. Go. It didn't work. Why isn't it working? That's not how it's supposed to work, you stupid thing. Fine, I'll press the button again. Why? There we go. But that one hasn't worked. Oh, come on. What is wrong with this system? Oh, it didn't connect that up properly. Okay, so half of it's working. But at least we can do a nice half test. So this has gone down, it has got to the end, and now it's coming back again. Or it's not, it's dancing, and the slime blocks have glitched out. Well, that's great. All of these minecarts have just given up and stopped. How does that happen? Why? You are all full. And you also don't work. Okay. So, when I said I fixed it, what I mean is everything is still critically broken. Well, I've done another round of fixes. So, I've shoved some repeaters in here, which should stop this from breaking, which I don't even know whether I showed that it was breaking, but that stopped working at some point. There's also quite a few people online and having a chat. I've redone the way this works, so it shouldn't mess up this. The observers, I think, were causing it to trigger too quickly, and that was causing problems. Then if we head down below, I've shoved in some more speedy rails, but this system hopefully will now work. I can't see any... for once I actually can't see a possibility, really, that this doesn't work. I mean, there is always a possibility, but I am not able to foresee it this time. So, let's try this for like the 18,000th time. Well, that's all working. It is killing my computer. Oh my, I have got the wonders of 14 FPS. It made it to the end. It hasn't made it back. Ah, that's like... it's managed to like... spin itself again. Right, I can quickly fix this. This is not a fix, this is a temporary budget and hope. I should probably get those redstone back, I'm going to need them. But while that's doing that, let's check the collection system. That should have got back to the start and put itself in properly. Let's see. They've all randomly stopped. Most of them are empty. Half of them are empty. What is going on with this weird game? Wait, mostly stopped in there. Ah, they are coming in a little fast. I should probably sort that out. That means they're not doing both hoppers, which means they're unloading slower. But are they actually unloading properly? Yeah, there's stuff coming out of them. This is filling up because it's being inputted like 3 times as fast as it puts stuff out. That chest is full. This chest is filling up. So, I don't know why they stop. Ah, they're still... that's the issue right there. That is the problem. That's why they're sitting there probably. Actually no, because they weren't all here, so it probably... yeah, depending on how full they are. So, finally, after many rebuildings and changing things and trying to fix things, it does actually work. I tested it last night and it seemed fine. It's probably broken by now, but last time I checked it, it worked fine, and I haven't changed anything since, so that should indicate that it works. The only problem is I can't show you that right now because this storage system is basically just full of bamboo. There is far too much of it in here now, and well, I don't want to just throw it into lava, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of it and I'm going to feed it to the super smelter, and that is kind of why I made it, and then I'm going to take some more and turn it into sticks, because we always need sticks, and bamboo can be crafted into sticks, which is not the most well-known thing, but it is a feature. And so this is what's happened to the system. There's this hopper which goes into these chests, and the only reason I have these chests is to solve one of the major issues this was having, which was one would go in and be immediately sucked out by the hoppers next to it, or pushed into the hoppers next to it, depending on what stage of the redesign I was at, and that would cause this system to be too slow and to only actually trigger for a very short time, which would mean the minecart either wouldn't get stopped at all or would get partially stopped and would end up just sitting in the middle here. So now, because of this chest, it means they come through slow enough that it actually stops the minecart on top of here, and sometimes it stops in a place where it can go through here, and this road does just pick it up as it goes past. I mean, this isn't the most useful thing ever, but it does pick up some. The only problem is that this is actually backed up here. I don't think there's anything in the chests really, but like the hoppers down here are a bit full. So we really need to clear it out a bit. I mean, it can actually store a whole load in these chests themselves. So I'm just gonna start grabbing inventory fulls of bamboo and delivering it to the smelter. Each side of the super smelter is now being fed with 32 stacks of bamboo. There's hoppers behind them for the fuel to go in, which means that there's going to be 4 stacks in each, a good amount. I wanted to leave one slot in the hoppers just in case Min wants to put in something else to burn, like more charcoal. Although bamboo's kind of better than charcoal in the sense of we don't have much charcoal and it takes wood to make it, and we have to manually harvest wood, whereas we can get hundreds of stacks just by going into these chests. I seem to have some visitors. They're just wandering around outside. Stupid patrol parties. Like, I can't go outside now because they'll just kill me. So now I have to stay in here and just listen to their annoying sounds, as well as the sounds of minecarts and cows. Fortunately, they do seem to be walking off though, which is nice. Go away. Have they made it around there? Yes, this is how we see where things are in this base. We just keep running through the different rooms. Yeah, they're leaving. They always go this way. I've seen them a couple of times before, and they always spawn over there and walk down that way. I added this little tunnel down here as well so we can see. Oh wow, I clicked on the right one first try. We've got like 5 hoppers left filling into here. Yeah, that'll fit in there. That's still not enough because all I've done here is empty out the hoppers and this chest is still going to almost be full. So I'm going to take just a ton of them and turn them into sticks. You know, I'll empty them from the hoppers just to make things quicker. And now this chest is empty and this chest is not quite full, and I have an inventory full of sticks. Just in the making of this farm, I've made more bamboo than we will ever need to actually smelt things. So, I'm going to press the button, and it's going to work. You got that, game? Minecarts are coming in. They are actually on top of the things, it's just a bit of desync glitchy stuff that makes them appear to not be. See that they popped back out again. Wait, that went like halfway down and that was already full. Wow. Has the machine even finished? Yeah, the machine's coming back now. And as it comes back, it just yeets some down here and half of it goes straight into the hoppers. Which is intended. No, like it actually is intended. Wow, these are really full already. Yeah, these are dealing with all their stuff. I think that one was quite empty. Yes, we can see this one this one will go, and then it'll come back again. You ready? And off you go. Then it'll come back down this line, and it'll probably have picked up a load more. Now you see it's got a whole nother load in there. That one's off. I think it might. It often takes them a couple of trips. I think it depends where they are when the flying machine starts. Because if they're halfway down, then they pick up less than they could do. But you can see whether there's anything left after it's done 2 passes of it. Yes, the answer is that. Wow, this farm produces so much bamboo. There's actually loads of it. The only way I can improve this is to get double the amount of minecarts instead of doing them, because currently each minecart deals with two blocks. I could swap it to 1 minecart deals with 1 block, but I thought that would be a bit overkill. It looks like it might not be, but this system functions. It's just a little too slow. I don't know how I managed to place them all so out of sync, because now it looks like the world's most difficult level of Crossy Road. But down here, there is now all this stuff, which picks them up. This down here is still ridiculously full. So now I can fix the looks of this thing, and the first thing that's happened is I need to finish the glass, because this bit here has no glass on it, and that's bad. And then once I've put in all the glass, we can do something about this. Because this is the storage system, and it looks terrible. It's just a pit in the ground with a ladder and with some chests. I want to dig this out a bit, make some kind of nice room down here, cover all this up. You don't want to see that. Let's finish off this glass. I have now changed around the area out the front here a bit. So this door here, if I go through it, now we can hop down to this place, and all the minecarts are pretty much in sync. I guess they were unloaded at some point, and then someone went out of the chunks and they all stopped, and then someone went back into the chunks and they all moved again. But this is now how we get to it, and I can go down here, but you may notice there is some wood blocks here, and a torch, which goes up there into this random block in the ceiling. And if I go back outside again, there's now a trapdoor and no stairs. So the trapdoor opens the wrong way because the ladder's on the wrong side, but there is now a room here. There's some random barrels here, and by random barrels I mean barrels that are full of bamboo. This side isn't quite. There's a couple of barrels down here that aren't. But I just shuffled a whole load of the bamboo into these barrels over here. Also, this button up here is the activation button that goes through the torches. So this is the same system as it was before. It's just now got a room. And if I look in here, there's bamboo because I activated the farm one more time. Yeah, there is now just over 2 chests plus a couple of hoppers. So I did some quick calculations, and it seems that in the 2 chests and a couple of hoppers, we have 118 stacks of bamboo, not including this 59. That means that there is a total of 7,611 bamboo per harvest of the farm, which is just stupid. Like, you don't need this much bamboo. According to some further calculations, we will need to smelt 1,902 items to use up all of this bamboo, which is just ridiculous. And that's not even all the bamboo that I have stored around in here, that's just the bamboo in this. But what I also need to do is make a passageway. I need to make a way for me to get to this place from the house without going outside. I then showed Mint and stuff about this, and I recorded it, except that I messed up the audio, so OBS didn't actually capture any of what she said, which is annoying. As you can see, there is now a tunnel that comes this way from when the smelter is around that corner, and there's a random pigman standing here. Anyway, there is now a tunnel that goes over here and just goes down to this room here. But Min put most of the bamboo into the smelter in stick form. But you may notice, well, you should have done because I'm standing right in front of it, but there's another passageway on this way that goes down here and goes around here to this place. You might not recognise this place, but this is the place underneath Min's greenhouse, because we really need to go underground to this greenhouse. But there's now this extension which comes off here, which just goes down to the nether portal. I realised halfway through building this that I could just move the nether portal, because this is where the nether portal was placed when it was made, and I could have just moved it a bit nearer the base. But I didn't think of that before I started building, and I had already dug out most of the hill by then. But there's also this little thing here, which just goes down to the smelter, in case you were dissatisfied with having to walk through here and up these stairs. Because there's the extension there, it just completely blocks the view from this window. I mean, it didn't have a great view anyway, because there was this bit of cobblestone sticking out here. But now there's just this thing here, and then there's just this area down here, and you can actually get to this area. If we go outside, we can now run up what remains of the hill. Speaking of the hill, there's a little bit of hill here, a little bit of hill on this side, and it doesn't really exist on this side. But there's this area which there's a sort of quarter block gap through there. But it's just if you fall down there, you struggle to get out. You just have to break some of these blocks to get out. Oh, I fell in. My shift key's not quite functioning properly. And so I just filled it with water, because obviously if you had an area like this and the rainwater would pour in and it has nowhere to go. So now there's a tiny pond there. Min has basically just embraced my chaotic ideas of let's make a ton of rooms to stick off at silly angles and just have passageways everywhere underground so we don't have to go outside, and all of the like ridiculous stuff, so that if someone comes to visit the base we can just make them get lost. And what that also means is that as well as me building stupid things, Min is also going to be building stupid things as well, so we're just going to have a ton of ridiculous stupid things, and all the windows are going to have terrible views. Well, there's also this secret passageway, which is called, you break these two blocks and you can get around here. And these aren't full of sticks. Yet the chest is just full of sticks. I shall turn that on in a second and just leave that running. But that is going to be it for this video, so thank you for watching. Don't get distracted. Go subscribe now, and until next time, goodbye.